What is up, guys? It's Mega. Today giving you all another deck for Link Evolution. We're going to do the big man prize today, and that's Mr. Kyber with our Blue-Eyes White Dragon deck. This deck's of course my opinion at the end of the day, so it's completely cool if you guys disagree with any of the cards I put in the video. Please bear in mind that Galaxy Ice Dark Matter is actually banned in this game, so that won't be included in this deck. If you are struggling with any cards to make this deck or any decks that are shown so far, I highly recommend you check out the Card Hub, for it's able to tell you not only if a card is in the game but where to find it, such as if it's in someone's booster pack, challenge, campaign, you name it, it will tell you. And also it tells you how rare the card is as well, so you know how hard you have to grind. And with that, guys, let's get into the video. Okay, starting us off is the 3 copies of the Blue-Eyes White Dragon. Standard in this deck has to be included at 3. And that's because we're running the 3 copies of Blue-Eyes and Alternative White Dragon. Basically, if you have a Blue-Eyes White Dragon in your hand, you can summon this bad boy just by showing your opponent the Blue-Eyes. Basically, this card also does have another effect where once per turn you can also target one monster your opponent controls and destroy it. It is actually easy to forget about that effect. I do it a lot. Running the 1 copy of the Dragon Spirit White, you only need 1. This card is always treated as a Blue-Eyes card, so it's also good for the searching. Whenever this card hits the field, may it be normal or special summoned, you can banish 1 spell or trap your opponent controls, which is very nice, especially if you're going up against like Sky Strikers, because it means they don't go in the grave. And also a niche little effect, you can also tribute this card special summon 1 Blue-Eyes White Dragon from your hand. That's you only use that for like defensive plays. If your opponent's like trying to like afterburner, we're trying to bounce Dragon Spirit right back to your hand, you just get rid of it. And you just summon out your Blue-Eyes instead to hop around the effect. The 1 effect Veiler needs no introduction. If your opponent activates a monster effect, you can pop this guy, negate the effect, and it's just fantastic. The 3 copies of Sage of Eyes of Blue. This is your searcher, because when it's normal summoned, you get to add a light level 1 tuner from your deck to your hand, so this searches out all the stones, and you can also search out Effect Veiler as well, which is very nice. Also, you can discard this card to target an effect monster on your field, get special summon the Blue-Eyes from your deck. That's also a very nice effect. If you want, say, you want to summon an ancient, you want to summon one of your stones, discard this, get rid of the stone, and you summon your Blue-Eyes, then your stone's effect will activate as well. Speaking of stones, we have 3 copies of the White Stone of Ancients. During the end phase, if this card is sent to the grave, you get to special summon the Blue-Eyes from your deck, which is fantastic. You can also special summon the Dragon Spirit of White. So we have 4 targets this card can summon. Also, you can banish this card from your grave to add a Blue-Eyes from your grave to your hand, which is nice if you've got like an alternative in your hand or alternatives in the grave and you want to summon it. And the 1 copy of the White Stone of Legends, fantastic card, because we are running cards such as like Link Rebo and Melody, so it's very easy to dump this card in the grave. And whenever this card goes to the grave, you get to add a Blue-Eyes to your hand, but you only need the 1 though. And wrapping it up, we've got the 2 copies of the Ash Blossom. Whenever your opponent tries to do anything from their deck, so send a card from the deck to the grave, special summon from the deck, add a card from the deck to the hand, Ash Blossom shuts it down. So that's very nice, especially when they go up against searchers. Again, like Sky Strikers, like Engage and stuff, this card will shut it down. And that's it for the monsters, guys. Going on to the spells, we're using the 1 copy of Card of Constance for draw power. We have 4 targets this card can target, and it's just fantastic for the draw for the draw on the 2 cards. Right, I'm running the two Dragon Shrine and 1 Foolish Burial to dump our monsters in the grave. You don't have to use Dragon. Well, you don't have to use these cards. 1 Dragon Shrine's enough with the Let's Go Bingo card for the Blue-Eyes. You can use 2 copies of them, but I like the Dragon Shrine and Foolish Burial because you can send any cards realistically to the grave, and it's just basically to set up the graveyard, especially with like the stones. Then we're running the wrong copy of Monster Reborn to get our cards back from the grave. Sets up fantastic, especially if you're playing like Melody, because that card you have to discard. The 1 Part of Desires for helping with our engine. You get to draw 2 cards. Yes, you have to banish the top 2 cards, but you mainly want the top 10 cards. Sorry, but you want to get that draw power off. For our resurrection cards, other than Monster Reborn, we're running the free Return of the Dragon Laws, which is just standard. This card you get to special summon basically a Blue-Eyes. It's the only thing you target with it, or Dragon Spirit, and the card cannot be destroyed short of battle by card effects, because you just banish this card from your grave. Fantastic. The one copy of Silver's Cry. This is a quick play, so you can. It works just like a Monster Reborn, but for your Blue-Eyes White Dragon and Dragon Spirit of White. And you can play this during your opponent's turn. Your opponent tries, like say, set up a pendulum scale, pop this card, summon that Dragon Spirit, banish the pendulum. That means they can't pendulum summon. You could do many things with Silver's Cry, especially if you want to go to, like, say, link plays as well. And Soul Charge, it is limited to 1. It's not banished in this. It's not banned in this game, so we're putting it in. You put this card in, it's just GG's. You can set up so much with with this card. Going to Barload, going to any of your Xyzas, Synchros. This card sets the whole thing up. The Melody of Awakening Dragon. You need 3 of these. You discard 1 card. You get to add 2 dragons with 3,000 attack or more to your hand. What can you say? This 1 card equals a alternative. You add the white dragon, you add the alternative, you show the white dragon into an alternative on field. It's literally that simple with just this 1 card. Free trading, you need 3, because I'm sorry, we are running 7 monsters that are all level 8. This card will dump in the grave. We have 6 cards that can special summon from the graveyard. Yes, you want them in your grave, so you need free trading. And that's it for the spells, guys. We're going on to the traps. We're running the 3 copies of Goes and Match. This card is fantastic because apart from like the extra deck and more like the Xyzas, you're running basically lights, and your opponent can't, such as Sky Strikers, they can't keep playing multiple cards. They have to just play the 1, so that it just shuts them down, and it shuts down a lot of decks actually with Goes and Match. Skill Drain, you play this, it's literally game over. You win straight away. This card does not hinder the Blue-Eyes White Dragon one little bit. Like, yes, it hinders the rest of them, but I'm sorry, you've got a 3,000 attack point beater. You don't really need that much else if you don't want to. Like, you can even play alternative from the hand because it's not being negated. You can still play all your stuff. Like, Skill Drain, you play that, it's literally game over. Then finally, the 2 copies of the Ultimate Creation of Destruction. This card literally makes your Blue-Eyes indestructible. It can't be affected by card effects, and it can't be destroyed in battle. Also, any monster, any of your opponent's monster that battles this is destroyed during the end of the damage. I mean, what can you say? This 1 trap basically makes it indestructible. You just can't lose. And also, while this card is in your grave, if you normal special summon a Blue-Eyes White Dragon, you can set this card from your grave, but it is banished if you use that if you use it again. But this card is literally just good if your opponent tries to like target your Blue-Eyes as a card effects. Pop this, yeah, it's not happening. And that's it for the deck, guys. Going on to the extra deck, we are running. Running to the extra deck, guys. We are running the 1 copy of Azure Silver Dragon. If this card is special summoned, your dragons cannot be targeted by card effects, and they can't be destroyed by card effects until the end of the next turn, which is kind of good. That means your opponent can't get over them no matter what for one turn. And also during your standby phase, you can special summon 1 normal monster from your grave. So it's good to keep bringing back the Blue-Eyes, to keep going on to be more aggressive or going into higher link plays or Xyz plays. The 2 copies of Black Rose Moonlight. Oh my god, this card is fantastic. You special summon this card with the effect of Spirit Dragon, and whenever this card is special summoned, so you can even do it off the Spirit, it just makes no difference. This card bounces back 1 special monster your opponent controls straight away, returns it to the hand. So any link cards, any extra deck cards, just bounce them straight back. You don't need to worry about it one little bit. Just fantastic Moonlight. We want two of these bad boys. The 2 copies of Spirit. Spirit is kind of like your one. I'll say one of your go-to synchros. Like, it's so easy to bring this out. We have like, I don't know, 8 targets 8 tuners that can special in this card. So easy. During our play's turn, during our play's turn, when a card or card effect is activated in the grave, you can negate it, which is fantastic. If anyone tries to against Metaphor's Fusion, send it back to the deck to draw a card, they can't do that. Any card that monsters that activate the effects when they hit the grave, no, they can't do that either. Also, during our player's turn, you contribute this card to specialman a dragon synchro. So I say this one card can go into Moonlight and it can go into Silver Dragon as well. Also, it has another little effect where neither player can specialman more than 2 monsters at the same time. So it kind of shuts down pendulums because they can only pendulum 2 monsters. So at least they can't spam the entire field. That's it for the synchros. Going to the Xyzes, the 2 copies of Cypher, 1 Cypher Blade, 1 normal Cypher, fully armoured, Hope Harbinger, and Galaxy Eye. So all these are your Galaxy cards. I would love to take out a Cypher Blade and add in the Dark Matter. You can't because Dark Matter is banned in this game, so obviously we've got to make do. So I decided, you know what, just keep on the Xyzes, and also you have to Xyz a Galaxy Eye, summon Dark Matter. I added another Cypher Blade. If you guys have any card you would like me to put in instead of that, let me know. So Cypher Blade, basically you detach 1 Xyz material, you can destroy 1 card your opponent controls, which I kind of love. Also, if this card is destroyed, you can special summon a Cypher Dragon from your grave. So that's good to go into this. This card is fantastic. You steal your opponent's monster. You can go into link plays with that. So if you for instance have one of our link 2s, you have this card, you steal your opponent's instant barrel load with just this one card. That's how fantastic it is. And also it has that little bit of support because of Cypher Blade's effect. Going into the fully armoured, this card kind of is like a Cypher Blade, so that it can only target face up cards, not face down, not any card, but it has 4,000 attacks, a fantastic beater if should need be. Hope Harbinger to get rid of those spells. This card shuts down any spells once per turn your opponent plays, which I love. And Galaxy Eyes Photon Lord, just because you want to shut down your opponent when they try and activate monster effects, because that's what this guy can do. It's also great to go into the higher Galaxy Eyes Xyzes. And going into the link plays, guys, we have I cannot pronounce this guy for the life of me. Hip Hoshingen. It's basically a light one. We have fun. Near enough all our monsters are light, so this card is so easy to go into. It gives our dragons extra 500 extra attack points. I think it also works for our... Oh god, it does actually. Yeah, it also works for all of our Xyzes as well. So it just gives them extra 500 attack as well with just this one card. The 1 barrel load. This card, yeah, it needs no introduction. You can make one of your opponent's monsters loses 500 attack. Your opponent can't do anything to stop that effect. At the start of the battle step, if this attacks an opponent, you can take control of that card onto the end phase and send it to the grave. So fantastic. The 1 Link Rebo, this card is beast in this deck just because all of your Ancients cards you want, or your Stone cards, sorry, you want them in the grave to play their effects. You just summon them straight to the field. Normally you would be setting them and passing because you can't do anything else. Now though you can just summon them, link playing to Link Rebo, and that's just it. And Link Rebo can also tribute itself to make your opponent's monster attack point 0, so it will go. So it's not like they're going to do much against this card. And also you can tribute one of your level 1 monsters as well, special on this card from your grave. Underclock Talker, this guy, once per turn you can target 1 face-up monster this card points to, there's 2. And 1 face-up monster your opponent controls loses attack equals that monster's attack. So you play that with any of your high-level monsters, they're going to lose all their attack, and you literally just go for the win with Underclock Taker. And that is it, guys, for the deck. If you think there's any way we can improve it, chuck it down in the comment section down below. I'm more than welcome to talk about Yu-Gi-Oh cards with you guys. And like I say in every single video, if you would like any decks being shown, like this one was actually a request from a friend of mine. Let me know. I'm more than welcome to make any decks you guys desire. And without further ado, guys, I'm going to wrap it up. If you would like to see how this deck works, stay tuned for there is replays. And with that, I shall see you on the next video. Take care. Have a great day.